It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's episode 204 of the Sleeper Sports Media Podcast, right here live on April 21st, 2026. This is going to be a review of the entire weekend, and I say entire weekend because I was off of work, and now I'm back. Vacation is over. WrestleMania weekend is over, and we're cracking open our white monster, a crisp white monster to start things off this morning. Before we jump into WrestleMania review, Monday Night Raw review, and then talk about NXT a little bit for this week. And yes, we are back on StreamYard. Sleeper Sports Media, once again, is powered by StreamYard, also powered by Surfshark VPN. That's how you can not need ESPN. That's how you can watch everything WWE on Netflix, as well as AEW on my AEW, in just a simpler way of viewing, not needing anything extra there for your wrestling needs. But again, episode 204 of the Sleeper Sports Media Podcast. Starting things off with night 2 of WrestleMania. I went off on a tangent before my predictions for night 2 on a review of night 1, which was not intentional, but it was just things that needed to be said, and things that needed to be said about night 2 are that it cleared night 1 out of the water, and there was never even a chance for night 1 to be considered anywhere near better than or in the same ballpark even as night 1. So night 2 started off with Brock Lesnar and Obafemi, and as we figured, Obafemi would be going over, but I was not expecting a 5-minute. I guess you could make the argument for a squash match of Oba over Brock. I mean, Brock was down early, and was giving Oba everything he had, and Oba was standing tall, was not phased. Pretty sure he stood up from the F5 there, the suplex. It was a very fast-paced match, and Oba just was that guy. I had picked Obafemi to win, but I had not picked for Brock Lesnar to take his boots off, take his glove off, and seemingly retire from the WWE. That was a shock, especially to start things off. Paul Heyman being out there was doing some really good selling if you really didn't know that was going to be it. Triple H didn't know, apparently, as he said on SportsCenter after night 2 was finished. It was, if it to the fan and to anyone who did not know for sure what was going to happen, it was a magical moment. So Brock Lesnar deserves everything that he's now doing, and there's never going to be anyone like Brock Lesnar. The second match of the night, Penta retained the Intercontinental Championship. I'm not a fan, so I don't really care too much. I still think Javon Evans should have won. We went from that one to, I think Becky and AJ was next, and Becky would win back her Intercontinental Championship and has become the first ever superstar to win 4 different titles at WrestleMania, winning 2 titles in 2019 in the main event, and then winning the tag titles last year and winning the Intercontinental Championship this year, just on Sunday night. We went from that one to Dom and Finn Balor and the Demon, the street fight. They announced that it was going to be a street fight. It was not really anything special. So them calling it a street fight when it was no different than the on Saturday night is kind of laughable. It's kind of funny, kind of hysterical. Jacob was there on Raw last night. Did not look battered. Did not look bruised. Cody looked worse off than Jacob did. yeah, it's hilarious that they're gonna distinctively say one thing or the other and classify it as this, and but it's not gonna be any different than what we saw on Saturday night in a completely different level of match there. So that was four. Um, yeah, I guess there was only six matches. So the next one was, of course, Jade and or no, I'm sorry, there was what was the other one? And I cannot. I wonder if I could. All right, I think I'm still recording. I'm hoping so. I'm trying to go to Trick Williams would win and would beat Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. His entrance was, I thought he would get more of a bigger entrance than what he did get. But Trick Williams, nonetheless, is the new United States champion. Well deserved. Very well deserved. He's very much over, and I cannot wait for Friday to see our new United States champion. Sami Zayn was getting booed heavily, and that seemingly was his heel turn. Um, didn't really do much heel activity to win. He's just getting booed. So we'll see on Friday night. And then that was, of course, leading into the main event. I might have gotten the order mixed up there, but then the main event was Jade and Rhea. To no one's surprise, Michin and BFAB came out to try to distract Rhea. And then, of course, Io Sky had to come out, would assist Rhea in getting the win. And that is where we were at with the new WWE women's champion there. And then the main event, of course, the match that everyone cared about for the entire weekend, sat through 4 hours of whatever that mess was on night one, 3.5 hours of commercials and BS, and an hour and 27 minutes of actual wrestling. For night two, the main event, World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, the longest match of the weekend, and by far the best one. I would have to rate main event on Sunday, Rollins and Gunther, Liv and Stephanie, Becky and AJ, Trick and Sammy. Even though I couldn't tell you one spot that they did with how quick it was, and then pretty much after that, everything else. Um, it was Roman and Punk were so good. No interferences. No one can say that he can't do it by himself. No, he didn't need the Usos. He didn't need interference. He didn't need a ref bump. He didn't need Paul Heyman. Nothing. Nothing. Um, and that's just what it comes down to. He didn't need anything. He didn't need the help, and he won clean by himself. And now no one can say a word. Afterwards, he said it straight that we're going to be seeing a lot of him through the summer, and we got our full-time tribal chief back as the world heavyweight champion. And starting things off with his segment last night on Raw, walking through the tunnel with the title. It never looked that way with Punk. It never looked that way with Gunther. It never looked that way with Priest, McIntyre, or even really Rollins. Rollins did carry it and did do some good things with it, as did Punk. He pulled his weight, not feel secondary. Ended up shooting him about it came back in 2023. The title runs Jey Uso had it for another Sunday. Rollins lost running. Roman is absolutely going to smash that, or at least he should. He should go before dropping that. I know what we started the night off with. The rule has ending the night. That is the World Heavyweight Championship. Verizon, of course, is the official dog shit phone provider of Sleeper Sports Media, and it is really showing its ass right there. I don't know when that cut. I don't know what it was recording. I don't know what. I don't know. But yes, Raw was what it was last night. Rhea and Io were seen emotional after their tag team win against the Kabuki Warriors. Rhea now going to SmackDown as she is the women's champion. We saw her and Liv have a run in, saying about seeing her around, and they looking forward to it. So that was that. Ethan Page, Sol Ruka, both called up, made their Raw debut last night. Joe Hendry will be called up and will be in concert next week with an official call up to the main roster. Sol Ruka still has a last woman standing match tonight on NXT. Zarya was also on Raw, um, and got involved as Sol Ruka was facing the women's world champion Liv Morgan and would end up losing. Um, that was another match. Javon Evans and Ethan Page had a match. Seemingly the number one contendership for the IC title. But then there was a beatdown. Rusev was left standing tall with the title. So Javon Evans would put Ethan Page over. Ethan Page gets a win on his Raw debut. And I'm excited for this shakeup of the roster. I still think that there needs to be more, and you need to actually shake everything up roster wise. The new women's tag team champions were there. Paige and Brie Bella, along with Nikki. Royce Keys was there in the crowd. After that, there was a backstage with Gunther, who had an LA Knight interruption, and then that rolled right into the Rhea segment I talked about, and then we had the main event. The Roman and the Usos came out and absolutely just pushed that title to new heights. We're back to the old bloodline days, and then Jacob coming out was certainly a choice. Overall, Raw was pretty good for a Raw after Mania. It was good pacing. Everything kind of filled in nicely. JD McDonough lost to Finn Balor. Logan Paul and the Vision came out. Paul Heyman cut a massive, fantastic promo, thanking Brock Lesnar basically. And then Logan Paul was also cutting a promo saying he doesn't like the YouTubers, he doesn't like the outsiders, he doesn't like the streamers, talking about speed. And he, of course, was booed out of the building very heavily booed. Um, I'm hoping we're gonna run this back for the Vision and the Usos, so we get Roman and the Usos all with gold. The Street Profits would return in this part as the Vision would then brawl with. Um, I'm trying to think who they brawled with. I can't even think. A brawl went down, and the Street Profits came out, and they are officially back. Angelo Dawkins looks like he lost a little bit of weight, so that's awesome for him. Montez Ford looks to be in better shape, so the Street Profits back on Raw to help the much needed tag team division that does need to be spiced up, as does the SmackDown side of things. So hopefully we get more NXT surprises and call-ups on Friday night for SmackDown. NXT tonight, we should have Sol Ruka and Zarya in the last woman standing match. I think um, actually I can't even remember who else is on the card for tonight. I think the Intercontinental or the North American Championship in a coffin match, Tatum Paxley and Blake Monroe. There might be one more thing tonight for NXT. I will have a preview out a little bit later today. But Raw was okay. WrestleMania Night 2 was okay, and we are now out of Vegas. Thankfully, we're out of the Vegas vortex. And coming up, we will have, of course, Backlash on May 9th in Tampa. It starts at 6 p.m. live, of course, on ESPN. And then on the 23rd of May, we have Saturday Night Main Event. And then on the 31st, we have Clash in Italy. So 3 premium live events in the month of May for WWE. So best time to get Surfshark VPN is right now. Get it for $1.99 and then 3 months free when you use the link down below to also support and help our friends over at No Dirt Sheets. So that will be coming. That will be coming in handy here very soon, very soon, very soon, very soon. With the month of May rolling right around the corner, and then of course any NXT PLEs as well on available, making so available on Netflix. AEW Dynamite preview tomorrow night as well. And until then, that's pretty much going to be it. This was a very, very short episode. I don't have the graphics right now, so I can't do the NXT preview like I would want to. But we will do that later today. But the Monday Night Raw was still fairly good. Stephanie Vicaire would come out and stand face to face with Liv. And there was really nothing else to write home about. Braun Breaker came out with the Vision and was talking about Rollins. Rollins was the one who then came out and attacked Braun Breaker, and a brawl started. And then, of course, tied in with Paul Heyman saying, "Gunther, anytime you want to cash in your favor, you can do so." I still think it's going to be Brock Lesnar retiring at Minneapolis. But if that's not the way, if that's the way Brock Lesnar wants to go out, I think that's how these legends should go out. That's how AJ Styles went out. He chose to go at the Rumble. I think that is they're very well deserved of when they want to go out. Randy Orton, other news of a legend and choosing when he can go out. He has 3 years left on his deal, and when that runs out, he said he's going to show up right around WrestleMania and be on the Undertaker schedule, quote unquote, and he would do that until the wheels fall off, quite literally. So Randy Orton winding down, 3 years left on his deal, and who only knows what we're going to see in those next 3 years with Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes did come out. Speaking of Randy Orton, had a big black eye. Was talking to CM Punk. Was seemingly throwing a challenge out there for Punk for the WWE title, saying with Punk saying about he's going to stay ready. You never know when a championship match would fall from the sky. And Cody said, "Just say when." We could see Punk go over to SmackDown because Roman having that title is enough star power that Raw does not need to be loaded roster wise anymore. So we could have Punk go to SmackDown, and it would be no big deal. Seemingly, Jacob to Raw, Punk to SmackDown, Rhea to SmackDown, Royce Keys again on SmackDown. The women's tag titles do go back and forth. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the summer shapes up. And we will be back next Monday for the Raw preview. They're from Laredo, Texas, which it will be the Raw, just on the road to Backlash, and then just starting off the summer with of course just everything that they that we do in the summer. So adding more events every single every single year it seems like, and that's just how the WWE is gonna do their thing. So again, Surfshark VPN to watch everything on Netflix. Um, StreamYard, if you want to sign up, we both get credits. It goes towards a month free for the both of us, and Lord knows we definitely need it with how pricey StreamYard is, but it's a fantastic tool. It's the best out there, the easiest out there. There is nothing like it. Same with Canva. There's nothing like Canva out there when it comes to making graphics or anything like that. So, without anything else, again, NXT preview coming later today. This is Nick Wietosh for Sleeper Sports Media, episode 204 of the podcast, and we'll be back later this afternoon. Thank you for watching, viewing, and subscribing. And here we go.